Hello YouTube vinyl community, music lovers, and everybody else. My name is Jake, and this is my first YouTube video on the Drysel Vinyl YouTube page. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I'm going to be going through the top 5 rarest records in my entire collection. Let's get to it. Okay, so the way that I figure this out is by going to my Discogs and just sorting through my collection, the highest by median price. So this is a little bit arbitrary. I know that I could be doing a little more research, but I just wanted to make this very simplistic, little easy video to get you guys started on the Drysel Vinyl experience. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so first up at number 5, I've got an original UK pressing of Cop by Swans. This is on the K422 label, and this album came out in 1984. This is the second studio album by Swans. Anyone that knows me personally knows that Swans are one of my all-time favorite bands, if not my all-time favorite band. And early Swans is just so uncompromisingly brutal. This is some of the darkest, heaviest music ever put to tape. And honestly, between Filth and Cop and all the other early no-wave Swans, this might be my favorite album just because of how brutal it is. This is a solid VG plus all around. There's a little bit of discoloration on the sleeve, but other than that, this plays very beautifully. No scratches or anything whatsoever, and it even comes with the original insert. There it is with the lyrics on this side and a really gruesome story on the back here, just talking about police brutality and all that fun stuff. So I really like the art direction on this one. I thought this was a molar at first, but it's just a profile of a morbidly obese person, and it says right on the sleeve, where does it say it? It says, "This record is designed to be played at maximum volume." If I were to do that, my speakers would just spontaneously combust. Like, this is a very loud, dense, heavy record. And it's a great album too. Not one of my favorite Swans albums, but like I said, in regards to their early no-wave period, this might be my favorite of theirs. The average listing price for this on Discogs, a UK copy, is $76.66 as of today, which is April 4th. The lowest that it went for was $35, which is a steal, and the highest that it went for was, I think, $94, $95. So it's not an easy record to get, but I own it, and I'm very glad that I do. Alright folks, at number 4, I've got an Analogue Productions stereo reissue of the Beach Boys Today. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why on earth is a reissue worth so much money? And it's because Analogue Productions, the company who produced these reissues, really values quality over quantity, and they produce these records in very limited batches. Now originally I had a duophonic stereo copy of this album, and it sounded like absolute garbage because, you know, the whole spiel about duophonic, how it was that fake stereo, it sounded terrible. And I was like, I gotta find a better sounding copy. And now these were going for an arm and a leg, and they still are, but I was fortunate enough to put my name on a waiting list for this. And earlier this year in 2022, they announced that these are back in stock, and I bought it immediately. And I'm so happy that I did, because they are now back ordered once again on the Analogue Productions website. And like I said, they're not going to be making these again, at least for a while. So I'm very fortunate to have a really great stereo sounding copy of this album. This is on 200 gram vinyl, I believe. It sounds fantastic. I know that this might be controversial to some people, but I do prefer listening to the Beach Boys in stereo. Now I know what you're thinking. Brian Wilson really wants mono. You know, he recorded his music in mono. That is the way that is meant to be heard. I agree, but to my ears, and I'm sure with other people as well, stereo just sounds fuller to me. It really gives that depth to the music that really made the Beach Boys so good in the first place, and this just amplifies it to a whole nother level. This pressing sounds great. The music on here is absolutely amazing. This is a top 3 Beach Boys album for me easily, and I'm so happy to have a really good sounding copy of this record. So average this album on Discogs goes for $79, I believe. The highest that it went for was $117, which is absolutely outrageous. So this is quite a hard pressing to find. The earlier, like mono, the original monos and some of the duophonic stuff is very easy to get, but if you want a really good quality reissue, it's gonna be a little tough, but I'm very fortunate to have a copy of this. All right, guys, we're getting into the top 3, and at number 3, I have a copy of Green Day's Dookie. And now you're thinking to yourself, how is this so rare? And the reason why is because this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive record pressed on brown Dookie vinyl. I'll take it out of the sleeve so you can get a better look at it. There you go. It's like a brown marble, very fitting with the album name. And I even have the hype sticker right here. It says limited edition Dookie colored vinyl, limited to 2,000 copies. I saw this hype sticker when I was shopping at Barnes & Noble with my friends a couple of summers ago, and I was like, if I don't get this, I am stupid, because I knew that this was going to be worth quite some money, and lo and behold, it is going for a pretty penny now. I think I got this copy for only 24, 25 bucks. Definitely worth it. This album is a pop punk classic. I grew up with this album. I grew up with Green Day. I have no shame in saying that I absolutely love this album. I mean, it's got Longview, it's got Welcome to Paradise, it's got Basket Case, it's got When I Come Around. Those are all classic pop punk, skate punk, alt rock songs from the 90s. And it has some really good deep cuts too. I always loved Chump. I still do. Pulling Teeth is a good song, as well as Sassafras Fruits. This is a great album, and I'm very happy to own a really desirable copy of it. So yeah, the median price of this on Discogs as of today is $80. But the highest that it went for is $200, which is just absolutely outrageous to me. I don't know why anyone would pay that much money for one single album, but I mean, hey, people collect records for different reasons than I do, but there you go, Green Day Dookie on Dookie colored vinyl. All right, at second place in terms of rarest records that I own, this is the Silent Hill 2 original video game soundtrack composed by Akira Yamaoka, and for some stupid reason, this gatefold does not credit him at all. It credits Konami Digital Entertainment, which I think is a little sacrilegious, but whatever. And what makes this pressing so special is that it is on colored vinyl. So on side A and B, you get this really nice clear vinyl. According to Mondo.com, this is fog colored vinyl, and it looks really freaking cool. And on side C and D, this is on blood red vinyl, which looks even cooler. You know, the thing about recording this on video or getting a photo taken of this pressing, it does not do it justice to how beautiful these records are. I'm telling you, when you see them in person, it is jaw to the floor. These are beautiful records, and I know that Mondo, when it comes to their video game soundtracks, they have a lot of mastering issues, a lot of clicks and pops. This pressing sounds really good, in my opinion. So what happened was, I've been wanting to get the first two soundtracks. for a long time, because they're some of my favorite soundtracks and video game soundtracks ever. So in 2021, they announced that they are going to be doing a very limited repress of this soundtrack, and I had to buy it. I think I bought this for $35, I believe $40, that sounds about right. And I don't regret it at all, because this is going for buku bucks now. So the median price of this album on Discogs is a whopping $105. Whew. Man, I really got lucky with that, paying literally a third of that. The highest that it went for was around 140, 150 bucks. I forget the exact figure. So yeah, I got really lucky with this. I'm very fortunate to own the original soundtrack for Silent Hill 2. Alright, it's the moment you've been waiting for. The rarest record in my collection is Brian Wilson Presents Smile. This is a 2004 original copy. I believe it's a US copy, pressed on Rhino Records. It's pretty cool that Brian Wilson ended up being on this list twice. But this is one of the hardest records that you can probably get ever. The CDs are ubiquitous. You can buy them anywhere for like dirt cheap, $2, $3, whatever. But for some reason, the record is just so hard to find. And it was really hard to find a copy of this album, believe me. The Smile Sessions too is incredibly hard to find, but I would say that this is a little harder to find. Now, it's not in the greatest shape. It's got some corner wear here. It's got some tearing on the sleeve. The sleeve itself isn't in the best of shape. I gotta be honest. I even keep it in like 3 polyline sleeves to prevent any more damage to the sleeve. But fortunately, I can't say the same for the records. They are pretty much near mint. Play through them, no skips, and this is 180 gram vinyl as well. Forgot to mention that. These are heavyweight records, no skips, they sound beautiful. It really does justice to the beauty of this music, in my honest opinion. This is a great album, and I would even go as far to say that I do prefer listening to this than the Smile Sessions, just because, I mean, Brian Wilson does sound like an old man, but who cares? These are more complete versions of what you can hear on the sessions, because the sessions are just sessions, but these are like full-fledged songs. So guys, brace yourselves for these prices. The median price on this on Discogs as of April 4th is $142. You heard that right, $142. The most that it went for was $200, and the least it went for was $60. And even that's quite out of my price range. I was fortunate enough to win this on an eBay auction for around $60. And I know that's a lot for one single album, but for an album as good as Brian Wilson's Smile, it was definitely worth the price. I'm so happy to own this in my collection. And that is it for me, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was very entertaining. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. I got collection videos coming up soon, as long as some other great content. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care and keep spinning that vinyl.